Hello and welcome to your PBA Season 49 Philippine Cup here on Pilipinas Live and on PBA Rush. Show you pictures live from the United Center 2 in Montalban. And this is Firepower Face-Off. The Magnolia Hotshots taking on the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters in what is set to be fireworks here on a Sunday. Hello, I'm Paolo Tabasari alongside Coach Mark Molina. Bea Escudero joins us on the sidelines later on. Coach, we talk about how these two teams have incredible firepower, but Magnolia have been a different class, undefeated so far in this conference.
These are two legitimate contenders here in the Philippine Cup. We're talking about Magnolia 6-0 right now, and then Rain or Shine. Even though they're only at 3-2, they're starting to play better. The last game against Blackwater, they really played well, and they are showing that they can also be a title contender.
Well, these are the two teams who are at the top when it comes to scoring. Let's take a look at where they stand in the standings, and smack dab in the middle, or at least right above it, rather. Rain or Shine at 3-2.
And Rain or Shine, they want to sneak into that top 4 position there. NLEX, of course, at 5-1, San Miguel and Barangay Ginebra. But this is where Rain or Shine wants to be. And they are very capable. This is a very deep and talented team. Magnolia is the cream of the crop so far in the Philippine Cup.
They are the cream of the crop, and that is because they have been scoring so well. But one guy in particular just went on another level last time around. We're going to talk about him later, Coach. But 117-92 against the Meralco Bulls, and 6 out of 7 from beyond 2 arcs, not just one.
That's amazing shooting. This was an offensive display for Magnolia. 117 points against the defending champion. So that is really impressive. 6 out of 7, 4 of those from Paul Lee. And then the assist, they did a great job in moving the ball. They scored off turnovers, and then very important, 70 points off the bench. That is Magnolia showing that they can beat you in so many different ways.
And let's take a look at this guy, Paul Lee, because sometimes we forget that he is arguably one of the most lethal shooters, if not the most lethal shooter here in the PBA. And his display from beyond not 1, but 2 arcs really took everyone by storm last time around, Coach.
Paul Lee, at this stage of his career, is not as consistent as he was before during his prime, but he can still have games like this where he is really lights out when he gets in the zone, and then he will not miss. Against Meralco, a very good defensive team like Meralco, 27 points for Paul Lee, 4 out of 5 threes, and then you see the difference between what he did that game compared to the first 5 games. He is still capable of scoring outbursts.
He's so capable of that, Coach. And of course, the most amazing thing for me is that he did 27 points in 20 minutes. And that is an incredible statistic. But let's take a look at Ian Sangalang. I remember, I always go back to the time where a few conferences ago, it felt like we were seeing the tail end of Ian Sangalang's career. But then all of a sudden, he got healthier, a bit of a revival in terms of his production. And Ian Sangalang, in this All-Filipino Conference, is proving to be one of the biggest weapons of Coach Chito Pictolero.
And in that game against Meralco, Ian Sangalang always been a picture of consistency throughout his career, and then always a double-double threat, high field goal percentage guy as well. 16 points and 9 rebounds against Meralco. That's what he is. This is just another day in the office for Ian Sangalang, because you can bet that pretty much every game he's going to give you a double-double.
Well, you know what? He's been doing that in this All-Filipino Conference. He has been performing well. Let's see whether or not if Paul Lee could be more consistent moving forward. You did mention it a while ago that not as consistent as he used to be. But on that note, let's shift on over to the other side and talk about Rain or Shine, because this is one of the teams that they are struggling for consistency, Coach. If you take a look at their last game, they're going to be hoping it's signs moving forward that they will be able to perform at a higher level from this point on. It was a great shooting day at 50%, but also dominating the rebounding end.
I think Rain or Shine is better than their 3-2 record right now. Still, as you mentioned, struggling with consistency. Up and down team so far, but they're starting to get better, starting to turn that corner. 120 points against Blackwater. And then you look at the field goal percentage at 50, 53 rebounds, and then the assist and points in the paint number. This was a game that Rain or Shine dominated. They are showing us they're capable of winning at a lot of games in this conference because of their talent and depth.
And speaking of their talent and their depth, we have to take a look at Keith Datu, because this guy suddenly came up with his career high in his last game. He was doing it all, showing everyone that he could use his size, bullying inside, stretching the floor as well. When you have a guy with that type of physical profile and the skill set, he will be really tough to guard, and it all came together last time around.
Absolutely, and this guy, I think this is the guy that will take Rain or Shine to the next level. If he can play more like he did against Blackwater compared to the first 2 games that he played in the Philippine Cup, then this team can jump into instant title contenders, because Dato is the guy that they need to match up against teams like San Miguel, teams like Magnolia, teams like Barangay Ginebra. Look at those numbers, 27 points. The minutes were there, rebounding as well. And this guy can hit from the outside, and that's why he is a valuable threat for this Rain or Shine team.
It's always nice to have size. It's even better to have quality with that size. Now, for more on Rain or Shine, let's turn it over to the third member for broadcast team, Bea Escudero. Bea, take it away.
Paolo and Coach Mark, despite Rain or Shine leading the league in overall offense, Coach Yang Yao remains puzzled by one glaring stat. They are at the bottom in terms of the three-point shooting. It is a concern that he directly brought to his players, asking why a high-powered offense hasn't translated the better numbers from beyond the arc. Now, with a matchup against the league's top defensive team, Coach Yang is stressing the importance of finding their rhythm early. And one of his key targets is to shoot at least 33% from long range while maximizing their strengths in transition. Alongside that, he's also emphasizing discipline, minimizing their turnovers, and being sharper on the boards. For Rain or Shine, the challenge is pretty clear, and Coach Yang is counting on focus and execution to rise to the occasion. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you so much, Bea Escudero, with that report. Let's see whether or not Rain or Shine can meet their expectations when it comes to three-point shooting in particular. You know, I had a chance to talk to Bea before the show, Coach, and she actually said that there is a lot that they are considering in terms of the mathematical numbers. So we'll go to that in just a bit. Let's take a look at Adrian Nocum first, because here's a guy where he can not score maybe for 1 quarter or 2 quarters, but then all of a sudden in, let's say, the 3rd quarter or maybe the 4th, he will explode beyond any potential that we thought that he could do in general.
You're right, because he's just a terrific all-around scorer, a gifted athlete. Look at those numbers, 19 points in the second half of the total 23 points. And for a guard, he is a high field goal percentage guy, because a lot of his attempts are inside the paint. He is a slasher and a very talented offensive weapon for Coach Yang Yao.
Yes, he is, Coach. And let's find out who the starters are between Magnolia and Rain or Shine.
The starting lineups of the protagonists. First, from your Magnolia Chicken Templados Hotshots. Starting at forward from Angeles City, Pampanga, number 88, Russell Escoto. The other forward from Olongapo City, number 19, Rome De La Rosa. At center from Lubao, Pampanga, number 10, Ian Sangalang. At guard from Zamboanga, number 17, Peter Alfaro. And also at guard, and also from Zamboanga, number 14, Mark Barroca. Head coach of Magnolia is Chito Victorero. And now, let's meet the starting five of your Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. Starting at guard from Mindoro, number 2, Felix Pangilinan Lamete. Also at guard from Tondo, Manila, number 1, Adrian Nocum. At center from Pampanga, number 21, Keith Datu. And forward from Mexico, Pampanga, number 4, Mike Malonzo. And also at forward from Lapu-Lapu City, number 25, Leonard Santillan. Head coach of the Elasto Painters is Yang Yao.
This is the firepower face-off. 2 high-powered offenses going head-to-head. Here's the starters for Coach Chito Victorero, Mark Barroca, Ian Sangalang. Such familiar faces here putting on the show. While for Rain or Shine, they got a lot of shooters on the floor. Adrian Nocum starting here for Coach Yang Yao, and Keith Datu trying to come up big again, coming off his career high last time around. Here your game officials, Noel Kilingen is leading this group. As here we go, and we get going here, the United Center in Montalban. Hello, I'm Paulo de Rosario, alongside Coach Mark Molina and Bea Escudero joining us on the sidelines. Coach, a while ago, the report of Bea about Rain or Shine talked about their really poor three-point shooting. And they were saying that apart from shooting 33% on average as what they want to shoot 45 three-pointers a game. That's a high number.
And that's really a big part of the scoring system, the offensive system of Coach Yang Yao. In fact, he wants all 5 players to be able to shoot the three. That's why guys like Belga and Datu are valuable to Coach Yang Yao because they play a lot of 5 out.
Well, of course, on the other end, Magnolia, who, by the way, opened up the scoring just a while ago, are coming into this one, not only having one of the best offenses so far in this particular conference, defensively, Coach, they've also been on point. It feels like a bit of a throwback to Coach Chito Victorero and his championship winning side. And that's good. Good start here for Coach Yang Yao's Rain or Shine.
You mentioned about defense. That is really the calling card of Coach Chito and Magnolia. Their successful teams have always leaned on the defensive end.
And of course, the Magnolia Hotshots have yet to be defeated this conference. And they're going to be facing a test here against Rain or Shine. Of course, malapit lang yung Tondo dito, and we have 2 kids from Tondo playing. One of them, Adrian Nocum, and the other one is Paul Lee. Not really a kid, but a kid at heart at times. It'll be interesting to see just how much they show out here today. As Santillan kicks it out to Nocum. Here's Adrian Nocum. Sidestep 3. Oh, that's good!
And this is the start Rain or Shine and Coach Yang they've been looking for because of the, as Bea mentioned, the poor three-point shooting so far in this conference.
They shoot 28% from beyond the arc, Coach. And
not good.
That's not good.
Especially for a team of this caliber.
They are 11th in the league when it comes to three-point shooting, near the bottom. And of course, they want to change that here. Alfaro now to Escoto. Alfaro, he'll try a 4. That time, no good. Magnolia last time around, 6 of 7 from beyond the 2 arcs. As the connection was not quite there between Nocum and Datu. 6-2 in favor of Rain or Shine. Both their buckets coming from beyond the arc. Here's Ian Sangala. Such a smooth operator inside, but that time, Santillan doing a great job at the post.
Yep, that was defended extremely well by Leonard Santillan.
Going for the rebound there, that was Malonzo, but then still the big body Escoto getting it. Tapped away there by Lameti.
We have a collection on the floor on review. The 3-point basket made by Adrian Nocum at 10:34 mark of the first quarter is now considered 2.
Well, they just issued a correction here, so this is going to be a 2-pointer from Nocum. There it is, the foot on the line. And, it's one of the few times you wish you had a smaller foot size.
Well, I'm still impressed that Adrian Nocum is willing to take that shot, because before he was hesitant when he was free from the outside.
Remember, Coach Yang Yao has such high praise for Adrian Nocum. Said that if he puts it all together, he could be an MVP caliber player.
I really believe that as well. And to me, the final piece would be that consistent three-point jumper.
Oh, take a look at that blitz coming in from Escoto as Adrian Nocum goes strong inside, but stopped by Ron De La Rosa. We go the other way. Here's Mark Baroca attacking Lameti with the tap. And we are running, we are gunning, and now we are going to breathe.
Uncharacteristic of Mark Baroca to turn the ball over in a transition opportunity.
Well, you know what? Rain or Shine, they are known to be... Well, let's just put it this way. They don't necessarily play slow. As we take a look at this, Mark Baroca. Oh, he just lost the handle there. I thought that was going to be a tap from Nementi, but then here it is. Foul on the break. And there's a quick review here. And Alfaro saying, let's calm things down. Coach Yang Yao there on your screen.
A bit of a shaky start here for Magnolia. Only 2 points in more than 3 minutes of play already.
It's a bit uncharacteristic for Magnolia. But, you know, Magnolia, Peter Alfaro will be hit with a foul. That's a regular foul.
But we saw that in the previous graphic, 70 bench points for Magnolia. So they have a lot of firepower coming off that bench.
Absolutely. As we take it to Bea Escudero for more. Bea, take it away.
Following Coach Mark, Magnolia remains unbeaten in this conference. And for Coach Chito Victolero, the key has been simple. It is their defense. He believes their ability to lock down opponents has fueled their offense, particularly through transition points and fast break opportunities. Now, with limited prep time heading to their matchup against a young Rain or Shine squad, Coach Chito is focused on playing to their strengths. That includes raising their assist count to at least 24 and keeping turnovers below 10. Defensively, the instruction is this: limit Rain or Shine's transition game and force him to play in the half court. For the Hotshots, it's all about sticking to the formula that works so far. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much for that report. That was Bea Escudero. But take a look at this. Mike Alonso barreling his way through traffic and getting that shot to fall still. And that's the reason why you go to the weight room, Coach. You build up that upper body strength.
Mike Malonzo pretty much played as a undersized power forward in college, but now shifting, of course, to a wing role, which he can't do because he is extremely athletic as well and quick.
Alvaro, given a lot of trust here by Coach Chito Victolero. In Sangala, working on Datu. Datu has the size to compete. And what a rebound coming from Santillan. Here's Malonzo. Fresh off that nice drive a while ago. 6-point lead here for Rain or Shine. Santillan backing Escoto. Able to kick that out. That's another turnover. Rom De La Rosa with the steal. Now Escoto. Alvaro. Mark Baroja up top. This is what Magnolia like to do. They like slowing things down. Escoto takes the three, makes it.
That has been the strength of Russell in his career here in the PBA. He can really hit that three-point shot.
Adrian Nocum. Santillan, handoff to Lameti. Finding the hands of Santillan again. He drives inside and gets 2 to 4. Is it any surprise that Rain or Shine are the top team in terms of points in the paint at 51.6?
A lot of that coming from penetration and not really post-up plays and fast break attempts as well.
Here's Sangala. Baroka trying to get it. 8 seconds to play with. Mark Baroka triggers 3 and gets it a ball.
That was well challenged by Limeti, but Baroka makes a tough three-pointer. But Nocum on the attack quickly.
Mike Malonzo. Oh, he answers back.
That's the shot Mike Malonzo needs to develop to be a consistent rotation player here for Rain or Shine.
2 of 5 from beyond the arc as Rain or Shine. Again, this is a team that Coach Yang Giao is encouraging to shoot more threes and hopefully make more in process. Mark Baroka can't go back-to-back.
They've gone under the screen against Baroka 3 times already.
Lameti, oh, the find to Santillan. He'll go and shoot 2. And that's a nice heads-up play coming from Lameti.
This is really a very exciting young backcourt we're seeing here for Rain or Shine. Lameti, we all know about his three-point shooting ability. Nice pass here to Santillan. And then, of course, Adrian Nocum.
Santillan misses the first as we take a look at Santi's averages in the Philippine Cup. 18.6 points per game and 7.6 rebounds, a near double-double.
That's as good as you can play if you're Santi. Look at those numbers.
Incredible.
Impressed with the 47.8% from the field because he takes a lot of three-pointers, a lot of perimeter attempts.
Well, you know what? Fresh off the bench. And much to the delight of the crowd, Paul Lee, Calvin Abueva, and Zabe Lucero. What a trio to bring out. As a timeout called on the floor for Magnolia. They trail 14-8 here against Rain or Shine, nearing the halfway point of the first quarter. Don't go away.
So that mentally and physically, that helps prepare for the next games moving forward. The goal is consistency. You know, we don't want to have just one good game. The goal is to produce every single time you step out there on the court, regardless of who we play.
Well, that was Keith Datu talking about how he feels like his body is finally getting there. Yes, he did suffer a few injuries in the past. I felt like it slowed down his development. I remember watching him play 3x3 at one point, so we all know that he has the physicality for it. And it only makes you wonder just what percentage is he physically speaking compared to what he used to be, because we could see this guy improve even more.
That has been, to me, the biggest problem so far in his career, because he consistently in and out of the lineup because of various injuries here.
Yeah.
So let's hope that he will finally be healthy for an extended period.
Yeah, I remember just last April he had like a calf problem and he saw restricted minutes for Rain or Shine as Calvin Abueva will go to the line to shoot 2. And you know, this crowd loves Calvin Abueva. Every time he touches the ball, biglang umaangat yung volume level dito.
When Magnolia says in the graphic 70 bench points, there's a little bit of cheating there.
Kasi Paul Lee comes
Because Paul Lee, Abueva, Lucero, Jerome Lastimosa,
yeah,
they're all coming off the bench. They're really deep, and a lot of their scorers, like Lucero and Paul Lee, are coming off the bench.
100%, coach. Well, Calvin Abueva, a fan favorite here. And I can guarantee you, especially if you go and watch live, he's definitely worth the price of admission. Just watching him defend, watching him put the effort in. And of course, the way that he attacks as well. So fearless. 14-9 after Abueva splits some free throws. Malonzo. Now Datu. Datu yet to score here, fresh from his career high, and there's his first 2.
That was impressive. Against Sangalang, to put the ball on the floor and finish with your left hand with challenge in traffic. That was a nice move from Datu.
Now Paul Lee. And to Mark Baroka. I can guarantee you no one's going to go under Paul Lee in this game. Here's Zabe Lucero. Zabe going strong. Oh, and what a finish from Zabe Lucero. And Nokum attacking in the blink of an eye.
And that's something that Rain or Shine always does. Even on made baskets, they will try to run.
Mark Baroka, now to Calvin Abueva. 4-3, no good. You know, that last sequence there between Lucero and then Adrian Nokum, it just got me so excited because these are the future stars, if not the current stars of the PBA.
Absolutely.
As Lemeti will go to the line to shoot 2.
And Rain or Shine just continuing to push the ball. This is the athletic and acrobatic finish by Lucero. But 3 seconds later, Rain or Shine is scoring on the other end.
Baka nga 2 seconds lang yan eh. As Adrian Nokum went surging the other way as Lemeti gets the first of 2 free throws. And what has been a very productive first quarter here for Rain or Shine. Jerome Lastimosa checking in for the first time, as well as Kalen Johnson. This Rain or Shine team is stacked size-wise, and Magnolia are also answering with James Lapot, who is one of the few guys who can physically match up with some of the bigger, literally bigger stars here in the PBA.
I really think that these 2 teams are maybe the 2 deepest teams in the league right now.
Take a look at this. Kalen Johnson running the floor, going on the attack, and finishing strong.
And Jerome is hurt. I think he got hit.
He got hit where it hurts.
Yeah.
Jerome Lastimosa saying that he got kneed. And the entire coaching staff of Magnolia is insisting that Kalen Johnson stuck the knee out and should be an offensive foul instead. Let's take a look at that and see if they have a point. Well, I can tell you right now, based on the reaction of the crowd, they all know it hurts.
But that move by Kalen Johnson is a normal basketball move. I mean, when you're attacking the basket, your knee will naturally come out. So I don't think that's an offensive foul on Kalen. It just so happened that Jerome got hit where we all don't want to get hit.
Oh, yeah. Well, part of the working hazards here when you're a professional basketball player. And it looks like we will have the free throws. No problem. Jerome Lastimosa already up and about. Pero hindi pa yata siya tumatalon eh. That would help. Here's Kalen Johnson on the free throw line. And this is another exciting young talent here for Coach Yang Giao. Like, he's not the finished product by any means. We all know that he could do so much more. And the question is, can he reach those lofty expectations?
Still scratching the surface of what he can do as a player, Kalen Johnson.
Here's Abe Lucero. Paul Lee, he'll try a three. One effort there from Malonzo. He's such an effortful player.
That's what he's known for. Scrappy, excellent rebounder.
Datu. That time, Laput winning out. Jerome Lastimosa. Trying to keep Datu. At that time, Lemeti held on to Laput, trying to fight over the screen.
Rain or Shine got forced to switch in that pick and roll play of Magnolia. And now we're seeing Jonard Clarito, another high-flying scorer for Coach Yang Giao, checking in.
Again, the potential in this group for Coach Yang is incredible.
Oh, yes.
They haven't even brought in Mamuya, Karahun. There's just so many good pieces here. Laput inside, using his size. And immediately fouling less than a second later. Everything happens here within 2 seconds. Let's take a look at this again.
Nice pass coming from Xavier Lucero.
And already in the penalty here are the Magnolia Hotshots.
Shivana Laput enjoying the action here. She's now taking a break after the UAP volleyball season just ended.
I wish it was a bit longer for her team in particular. They're talking about their volleyball season. Height runs in family.
And I heard Shivano, who's I think she won Best Opposite Spiker this season. I heard she just, when LaSalle initially recruited James Laput, she just came for the trip. And did not play volleyball whatsoever. And now she's a superstar in the UAP.
Hey, you know, that's what we say, meant to be. It's all meant to be. Now here's Paul Lee. Jerome Lastimosa pulls up. That's a long three. It doesn't fall. As Kalen Johnson has it. Bo Belga making his return here for Rain or Shine. Wearing the goggles. Kalen Johnson, very straight.
This is the kind of start you need if you're Rain or Shine. You're quick, you're hitting transition threes, and you're playing against an undefeated team.
Bo Belga giving up a lot of size to Laput, but then the way that he's defending him, just putting the early work in. Here's Calvin Abueva high. What a rebound there, come from Adrian Noko. Lemeti ahead to Clarito. Jonah Clarito too strong.
But you don't mind that because he got a layup.
And Calvin Abueva with an offensive foul. And upset at the referee. Well, there's a timeout on the floor here. Let's take a look at this again. Kalen Johnson pulling up for three right at the face of Calvin Abueva, showing us all that he doesn't just have the size, he's got the range. 28-13 in favor of Rain or Shine. 2:45 left here in quarter number one. We'll be right back.
You know what I love about
on him. So many young guys coming up. And for more, we got Bea Escudero. Bea.
Paolo, Kalen Kyungson has been quietly putting up solid numbers this conference, and he credits that to Rain or Shine's lack of a traditional post presence, giving him the space to operate and thrive inside the paint. Now, still, Kalen admits that he has been chasing more consistency in his game. With Rain or Shine leading the league in points in the paint and overall scoring, Coach Yang Yao has directly challenged him to take full advantage of those interior opportunities. For Kalen, it's about continuing to embrace his role, staying aggressive, and turning those chances into reliable production for Rain or Shine. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you so much for that report. That was Bea Escudero. You're absolutely right, Coach. Bea's report was right because they don't have a traditional five here, talking about Coach Yang Yao's Rain or Shine, and he's filling in those spots and could play in the post or could even extend his range.
Yes, that's really how the offense is designed. You need a big who takes threes, as we take a look at that three-pointer by Paul Lee, because you want spacing so that guards like Awako, like Chongso, like Nokum can penetrate.
Here's Bo Belga. Bo Belga left all alone. Daring him to shoot, and he drains it. It's the goggles, Coach. He zoomed in. Oh, Lastimosa gets away and manages to finish. What about Andre Caracut now on the spin, kicking out to Bo. He has one. Now he has two.
Back-to-back threes coming from Bo Belga off the bench here. So what a big quarter here from Rain or Shine.
Lone sniper Bo Belga. Jerome Lastimosa now in a horn set here. Laput with the pick. Lastimosa on the attack, working against Bo. Swing that around. Trying to kick it into Laput immediately. And the ball will go to the white shirts. What a quarter here for Coach Yang Yao's boys.
There's that pass from Chongson to Belga. Nobody rotates to him. Lastimosa goes away, and Belga will make that shot. That's the second one here. Belga, this time Laput hesitant to go out on Belga.
And here he is again, Bo Belga on the attack. And then Chongson wants another three. Can't get it that time. And that'll be a foul. Loose ball against Laput, holding on to Big Bo.
So very impressive minutes here off the bench coming from Bo Belga.
Again, the thing with Bo Belga is that he's such a vet. He knows how to defend and box out guys who have significantly bigger size than him. And he's able to force a foul against Laput there. And Coach Chito Victorero wants to add some veteran news coming in after this free throw. One-handed from Bo, gets to the fall. Rafi Ribes coming in for James Laput
to match up with Bo Belga. Rafi is a guy who will be able to defend Belga more on the perimeter. He has made 2 3-pointers already, and Laput having a difficulty to defend the 3-point shot. And that's why the adjustment of Coach Chito to put in Rafi Ribes.
And Bo Belga misses his first shot of the entire game. 7 points in this game so far. And Coach Mark wanted me to double check that, but that is true. Zave Lucero. Alex Junicio. Back to Lucero. Lucero has yet to get going here. Ball tapped away. Great defense from the white shirts. Andre Caracut running the break. But that time, Alex Junicio with the tap. Jerome Lastimosa now running. Paul Lee. Back to Lastimosa. Finds Lee again. Gotta be there at his face. Paul Lee using the pick from Ribes. Paul Lee, the crossover. Lucero, wide open for 3. Splash!
That's great offense. You put Paul Lee on the high pick and roll, attack the pick and roll defense of Bo Belga, and then drive and kick. Paul Lee gets into the paint, that frees up Lucero.
Rain or Shine looking for the final flourish here. Caracut pulls up for 2. Gets it to go! What a quarter for Rain or Shine. 37-21, as they are going to confirm that. And yes, it falls 37-21 at the end of one. Magnolia, who are known as a defensive team, has yet to find it here because Rain or Shine have put them on the spotlight. Andre Caracut with the final touch to this quarter number 1. 37-21. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
Let's take a look at the numbers here from Zave Lucero. 18 points, over 50% from the field, and 7.7 rebounds. Zave Lucero is no longer just a prospect. He has arrived here on the stage, and we all know that he is just getting better and better as time goes by.
These are big-time numbers already from Xavier Lucero, but he's going to get better and better as the years go by here. 18 points already. Excellent from the field. I think he has found the perfect balance now on when to take that three-point shot, when to attack and use your athleticism. And the more that he realizes that and making the right decisions, the more he gets better in this league.
Bea Escudero has more. Bea.
Following Coach Mark, Xavier Lucero is still processing the incident involving Meralco's Cliff Hodge just a few days ago. Reflecting on it, he admitted he didn't expect that level of physicality and hopes situations like that don't happen again. And as he prepares for their matchup against Rain or Shine, a team also known for its physical style, Zave shared he is approaching the game with caution. He is more mindful now of his movements on the court to avoid being in a similar situation. For this young Magnolia player, it's about staying focused, playing smart, and being more aware of where his opponents are at. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you so much for that report. That was Bea Escudero. Of course, that made the rounds online, and of course was discussed very much. Talking about the incident with Cliff Hodge, who was suspended and fined after that incident, as Mark Barroca scores too. But coach, for a young guy like Zave Lucero, you know, sometimes people will try to be more physical with him, and there in his last statement, you know, he was trying to be more aware of that as well.
And let's not forget that this guy tore his ACL during the UAP finals, so he has been through a bad injury that derailed his career. So he's really gonna, when the other teams play physical on him, that can really bother him both physically and mentally.
Absolutely, coach. So let's see how he manages here in this matchup in particular. Bo Belga, he already has 2 3-pointers. Couldn't find a third that time around. 37-23. Magnolia had a nightmare first quarter defensively speaking. Let's see how they respond this time around. And Mark Barroca will go and shoot 2. You know, Mark Barroca, he just knows how to score wherever he is on the floor.
You wouldn't expect a guy like Barroca to post up somebody like Mamuyak, taller, longer than him, and who's an excellent defender as well. But Barroca just using his smarts, his veteran experience to get that foul.
The thing with Mark Barroca is that he doesn't age. It feels like we are still watching him back when it was Simon Coffey. Not when he was still with FEU, but still.
I was still new to the job in FEU when Barroca was there.
Take a look at Commissioner's Row, including Senator Bongo, who topped these last midterm elections as number 1. Of course, Kai Soto there on the side as well, enjoying the action here. Of course, Kai Soto still recovering from an injury and enjoying here with some members of his Japanese club in terms of their executive body, taking in the action as well. Here's Kalen Chongso. Now keep Datu. Kalen working on Lucero. Nice heft advantage. Has a heft advantage there and gets it the ball. And he says, oh, too small.
That's the versatility that this guy can have on the offensive end. Earlier we saw the 3-point shot. Now the hook shot on the post-up.
Verga Hanmisi scoring in the interior as well. Here's Kalen Chongso. He's feeling it tonight. Kalen. Pulling up. That time, no good. Zave Lucero wins that matchup. Here's Hanmisi. Working against Karapu. Mark Barroca now. He likes this matchup against Jim Mamuyak. He knows he has a strength advantage here. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Mark Barroca. The fadeaway jumper is good.
How many times would you see what? How tall is Mark? Maybe 5'9", 5'10" on a good day.
Generously, yes.
Posting up one of the best defenders in the league.
And here's Mamuyak. He wants two back, and that time will go to the line to earn that two. But I think they're going to check if there was a goaltending violation.
Right.
Or at least offensive basket interference.
And we talk about Mark Baroka's longevity, and his. He hasn't missed a game in a long time. I forgot now how many straight games he has played.
Well, he's a current Iron Man of the Philippines.
Yes, it's a testament to what he does, conditioning-wise. His off-season regime rarely takes a break and takes care of his body.
Let's take a look at this. Gian Mamuyak, 18.4 points per game, 45.7% from the field, 3 rebounds and 2 assists. But it feels like this doesn't tell us the entire story of Gian Mamuyak's game.
How many players from Rain or Shine average 17 or 18 points a game? That's a lot that we've seen already now.
You know what? I'm going to check, actually. That is an incredible number in terms of a double-digit scoring, of course. So we have all that here. We're going to update you all on that. Here's Ahan Misi now. Rafi Rivas, former teammate of Coach Chito Victorero back in the day, actually. Wide open. Aris Dionisio. Can't get the 3-ball to go. Playing ahead. Here's Jonah Clarito on the attack, and Jonah Clarito will go to the line to shoot 2. But Aris Dionisio is saying that should be a warding off foul on Clarito.
That's something they can challenge if they wish to, but Coach Chito Victorero will not challenge.
Let's take a look at that again. Here's Jonah Clarito. Is there a warding off there? And well, you can see why they were complaining.
Yes, the left hand was there, but maybe not enough. Not enough to be an offensive foul.
Yeah, I agree, Coach. Tentatively, kasi walang challenge.
But the impressive thing there is how quickly Rain or Shine was able to get that rebound. And then the quick outlet pass here to Clarito for that potential layup.
Well, just to clarify, Coach, there are 4 players who score above 15 points per game for Rain or Shine. There's Leonard Santillan, Gian Mamuyak, Kalen Chongson, and Adrian Noku. And in terms of double-digit scoring, you have to include Keith Datu on that, and Andre Caracot's knocking the door with 9.4.
You like the balance that they have, Rain or Shine.
Steve Lucero does spin. Oh! That's athleticism for you, Coach.
And Xavier knows against Datu, he will have the advantage attacking from the perimeter.
Gian Mamuyak now working and finding Caracot in the corner. Ahan Misi, great defensive stand there. Kalen Chongson surveying the field, working against Lucero. Push shot, no good. That's the second time Xavier Lucero has to stop on Chongson. Mark Baroka on the attack. We all know that Gian Mamuyak's a good defender, but Mark Baroka loves this matchup.
Mark Baroka's been a changed man ever since he returned here in the second quarter. Very aggressive on the offensive end.
Now it's Magnolia's turn on the move, and Caracot with a duty foul there just to stop the fast break.
That's a good foul by Caracot.
42-33 here, Coach, and Rain or Shine's lead is slowly going away because of plays like that. Mark Baroka with the spin cycle move.
And the scoring has slowed down as well here for Rain or Shine after scoring 37 points in the first.
Right now it is 12-5 the quarter scoring. Ian Sangalang. High looping shot, no good. Caracot. Gian Mamuyak now. Mamu. Keith Datu. Thought about it. Back to Mamu. Mamuyak showing the double here. Want to find Kalen Chongson. Great ball movement, and Datu wide open for 3.
The three-point shooting of the bigs once again becoming a factor here. Big factor for Rain or Shine.
5 points now for Keith Datu after draining his first triple. Here's Mark Baroka now. Baroka got a bit of space. They went under, and that time Aris Dionisio was there to spare Mark his blushes. Let's take a look at this again. No panic here for Rain or Shine as they move the ball around and found Keith Datu. Rain or Shine are actually the best assist-giving team here in this conference.
And he's going to be open all the time. We saw Belka open as well. Now Datu is open because the natural instinct of a center like Ian Sangalang is to help out when there is penetration. And good kick-out pass coming there from Kalen Chongson to spot the open Datu.
I apologize for that. They are the second best team. The best team in terms of assists is actually Barangay Ginebra. And I apologize because I know a coaching staff member of Ginebra is probably watching this. And there's a correction. 45
Usually,
to 35.
Barangay Ginebra is always on top of that statistical category.
But number 2 here is Rain or Shine. Here's Johnson. Clarito. Karakot for 3. Gets it to fall.
Again, a lot more inside-out basketball here coming from Rain or Shine. They post up Clarito, attract the help, and then another open shooter.
Well, right now they are 7 of 12 from beyond the arc. Talking about Rain or Shine. They've been shooting it well here. And that time the ball knocked off the face of Jonathan Clarito.
That shooting is impressive, but that's possible because they are getting good looks.
And so ball movement here has been making a difference. Andre Karakot goes one-on-one against Sangalang. Finds Datu. He'll try another triple. No good that time. And here Ian Sangalang with the touchdown finish. A bit of cherry picking there for Ian Sangalang. 48 to 37. Rain or Shine still on top. Halfway to go here in the second quarter. Kalen Chongson pulls up for 3. Not that time as Calvin Ueba has it, and he got poked in the eye, Calvin says. Misi now. Back to Calvin. Misi pulls up for 4. And bodies on the floor, and it will go the way of the Magnolia Hotshots.
Loose ball foul will be called here against Keith Datu.
Thomas called on the floor as Magnolia sue for time. They still trail by 11, 48 to 37 here in the United Center in Montalban. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
This season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays, talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
So today,
This franchise has so many winning moments with real winning tradition. Pure Foods and then Magnolia now.
let's take a look at the crowd here. United Center 2 in Montalban, Rizal. Really enjoying the action here. It's high pace, it's high octane, and it feels like the volume level rises with each and every attack. Here's Mark Baroca now. Misi pulls up for 3. Straight away, that's good.
That was designed. After timeout play coming from Coach Chito Victolero to get Jeric Ahanmisi an open look.
Here's Jen Mamuyak. Keith Datu. Ian Sangalang defending Keith Datu wherever he is on the floor. Bodies on the floor now. Calvin Abueva. What a steal. Ahanmisi running it to Sangalang. Sangalang. 2 white shirts in front of him. That was good enough for them. Here's Keith Datu. There's a mismatch, by the way. Keith Datu against Mark Baroca. Well, not anymore. Mamu looking for a pick from Santillan. They get the switch. Mamuyak right in front of Ian Sanggalang, and he gets it to fall. Shooter's bounce for Gian. Mark Baroka now. It's almost patented when he goes up like that, Coach.
Probably one of the best in terms of making that one-handed runner.
Here's Gian Mamuyak again. That time no good. Calvin Abueva coming up with the rebound. Now pushing the pace here. The crossover gets past two. And he goes for the finish. The crowd loves Calvin Abueva. Oh, and he gets the block, but the foul is called. Well, this crowd in Montalban, Rizal, loves their Calvin Abueva. And that time, may have gotten the man before the ball. Let's take a look at this finish, Coach.
Virtuoso play there coming from Calvin Abueva, going coast to coast for that layup. And then almost getting a block on the other end.
It feels like the crowd is energizing Calvin Abueva even more.
Absolutely. I mean, if there's a guy who anywhere he plays, the crowd loves this guy, Calvin Abueva.
Even overseas, Coach.
Even overseas. Maybe not so much.
Well, he gets reactions at the very least. Calvin Abueva. Gian Mamuyak trying to extend the lead here for Rain or Shine. Biggest lead stood at 17 points here for Rain or Shine. But Magnolia have been chipping their way back.
Slowly getting back into this game. And now Jerome is back in after a very strong run from Mark Baroka.
Here's Paul Lee finding Ian Sanggalang. Great ball movement here. Jerome Lastimosa finds Paul Lee. He relocates for four. Lee gets it!
Paul Lee is probably one of the top guys in terms of preparing really to take that 4-point shot. He has really learned to love this four.
But Santillan answers back with two. Lee goes back up to 6. 3:28 left here in quarter number 2. But Magnolia are in the ascendancy. Can they find a way to get a bit closer? De La Rosa fluffs his lines. Here's Mamuyak now, directing traffic, looking for the pick from Keith Datu. Mamuyak wants to attack Ian Sanggalang. He's shown a double. Here's Santillan on the drive. The thing with this Rain or Shine team, Magnolia have been hitting them with the haymakers over and over again. But they are not perturbed. They are attacking still.
Always ready for an answer. And Leonard Santillan did not settle for a jumper. Took it strong.
Adrian Nocum checks in for Gian Mamuyak. And here's another guy who will be a fan favorite soon.
What a luxury to replace Mamuyak, who's playing well, with a guy like Adrian Nocum.
Santillan, offensive rebound, loose ball foul against the Blue Shirts. 55-48 here in what has been a high-octane game between these two. A lot of entertainment, a lot of highlights. Now Santillan working against Abueva. Keith Datu. Adrian Nocum now. Nocum shown the double. Santillan pulls up for three. He gets it.
You talked about Rain or Shine always having an answer to these Magnolia runs. This time, Leonard Santillan with that big three.
Now back to double digits here. The high was at 17. It's now at 10. Here's Ian Sanggalang. Ian. Hand off to Jerome Lastimosa. Lastimosa. Oh, and what a fake from Jerome!
That was no rookie move coming from Jerome.
Not at all. Feels like your development is supercharged when you work alongside the likes of Mark Baroka and Paul Lee. Santillan wants another triple. Can't get that one. Paul Lee with a rebound. Take a look at the effort Magnolia are trying to do to end each possession here of Rain or Shine at just one shot. Here's Capanueva on the attack. He's got to doing just enough there. Adrian Nokum, Paulie right in front of him. Nokum with a little bump. Santillan gets the basket and one.
With Magnolia playing small, as they have Abueva as pretty much as a 4, that's the cue for Leonard Santillan to take the ball inside the paint rather than attack from the outside, and he has done that in this possession, scoring again from inside the paint.
10-point lead here for Rain or Shine. Bonus free throw coming right up. Quick timeout, we'll be right back. Far, there's a field goals number 1 and number 4, but then the biggest difference here is the points allowed battle. 89.2 points per game here for the Rain or Shine, or rather Magnolia. But based on what we're seeing here so far, with Rain or Shine already having 60, it hasn't been their day defensively, Tomal Magnolia.
So Magnolia having trouble here, but it's also because Rain or Shine, they're making their 3-point shots, especially from the big man position, because that is extremely hard to defend if you are Magnolia. But what an exciting game we're having here so far among the top 2 offensive teams in the league right now.
There have been 7 players so far for Rain or Shine who have drained the 3-pointer. Santi Santillan's on the line at the moment. Felix Lemetti, Mike Malonzo, Keith Datu, Kalen Chongson, Bo Belga, and Andre Karakut. And again, the fact that they're all threats here makes it so much more difficult to defend.
You're running after everybody because all 5 players on the floor can hit the outside shot here for Rain or Shine.
15-6 in terms of fast break points.
And the speed in transition, that's bothering Magnolia.
It's bothering us also, Coach, kasi grabe.
We're enjoying it, though. Here
yes,
they go
we
again.
are. And here's Nokum. Oh, and that time, just too quick for the pass was Mike Malonzo.
That's going to happen. If you're playing with a lot of pace, turnovers will happen. But that's okay. That's part of the territory.
60-50. 10-point lead here for Rain or Shine. Paul Lee to Jerome Lastimosa. Lastimosa gets the bump from Lemetti, and Coach Yengyao happened right in front of him. Not happy. That's Jerry Narandan who made that call, and it's a brave man to make that call right in front of Coach Yeng. Here's Paul Lee. Zane Lucero, free throw line jumper is good.
I like it that he shot that with confidence, no hesitation whatsoever on the part of Xavier.
He's always a confident guy, talking about Zane Lucero. Again, I'm so happy that he's no longer in the UAP. Take a look at Santillan inside. That's a miss. Save Lucero. And Adrian Nokum with the foul on Lucero, making him work for it instead. Magnolia have come close. Believe the lowest they brought to was at 4. But then Rain or Shine having the answer. Save Lucero. If he gets going here even more, could be one of their key weapons. This already at 7 points, missing the first.
Seven points in the game for Lucero. He's one guy who can really run with these Rain or Shine guys.
He's definitely of the age, Coach.
Yep.
Here's Adrian Nokum. 10-second difference between shot and game clock here. Nokum against Paul Lee. Nokum now gets a switch against Sangala. He likes his matchup. He goes strong inside. And what a finish! In the blink of an eye, Nokum is there.
Despite Sanggalang giving him a lot of space to shoot from the outside, Nokum still takes it strong.
Lastimosa needs to shoot. And that'll do it. 10-point lead for Rain or Shine after what has been a great offensive showing here for Coach Yang Giao and the rest of the white shirts. Magnolia have a lot to sort out here going into the third quarter. Really exciting basketball. When we return, don't go away.
You know what I love about Pilipinas
Volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP. All in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
The season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
about Pilipinas.
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP. all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
The season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
I love about Filipinas.
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP. All in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
The season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
About Philippine
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
The season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
love about
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
The season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
As well, rain or shine leading that department, and then the other factor why they're ahead. 15 fast break points for rain or shine compared to only 6 from Magnolia. As we look at our leading scorers here, Baroka very aggressive, especially in that second quarter with 13 points. Lucero 9, Lee and Missy. For rain or shine, better balance. As you mentioned earlier, Paolo, 7 players already making a 3-pointer for rain or shine.
7 players have made a 3-pointer, and of course, I'm sure that is going to be on the laundry list of things to do here for the Magnolia Hotshots in terms of adjustments. They go straight to the Ensanggalang, now to Zave Lucero. Lucero driving at Gabe Norwood, goes up for 2.
He is so effective when he puts that ball on the floor because he has the quickness to attack and then the leaping ability to elevate.
Adrian Nocum now. We're also seeing the first minutes here from Gabe Norwood, and Gabe Norwood fouled as he tried to set that pick. Peter Alfaro will be hit with that foul as we take a look at Zave Lucero here. Going against Clarito. He has such amazing hang time, talking about Zave Lucero. Now Datu. Gabe Norwood. Now Lametti, he'll try another triple. Can't get that one to fall. Rome De La Rosa has it. You know, Coach, we take a look at what Magnolia need to do. We look at them as one of the better defensive teams in the entire league. That was not the case in the first 2 quarters.
If I'm Coach Chito Vicolera, I'm more bothered with the 15 fast break points that they scored. Yes, maybe you gave up some open 3-pointers, but that's also a factor of rain or shine, moving the ball and making those 3-point shots. But the transition points, those are usually effort plays that Magnolia should take care of.
You know, rain or shine, average 15 points per game in terms of fast break points. They already had 15 in the first half. You're absolutely right.
In the first half, yes.
62-54 here in favor of rain or shine as the call was corrected here. It stays white ball. Here's Norwood. Adrian Nocum now. Alfaro right in front of him. Adrian Nocum finding Datu, and the swat from Zave Lucero.
That's the kind of ability that makes Zave Lucero unique at his position.
Here's Zave. Attacking Lametti. Hand off here to Rome De La Rosa. De La Rosa finds himself within traffic. Zave Lucero unable to get that one. Here's Adrian Nocum now. Alfaro right in front of him. To slow things down here. Keith Datu triggers a triple straight away.
Second 3-pointer by Datu. We remember Bo Belga also with 2 3-pointers in the first half. So Coach Yang Giao continuing this successful formula of having his big men taking threes.
Right now, that's the second 3 of the game. 2 of 4. So 50% from beyond the arc as Rome De La Rosa unable to answer. Here's Lametti. Clarito running, and that pass just ahead of him. You know, if Keith Datu keeps on shooting the way that he's doing, you gotta change his name. It's no longer Datu, it's Da3. Right now, Alfaro has it. Now Lucero. Mark Baroga. Keith Datu.
I hope he doesn't take some force, huh?
Well, yeah, that'll change everything. Here's Aiden Nokum. Datu unable to keep it as we go the other way. Magnolia still trying to play catch-up here. The lead was as big as 17. Here's De La Rosa. And that time fouled hard going inside. You know, Coach, we take a look at the adjustments made. Rain or Shine, it felt like they played at their own pace in the first half in particular. As here we have De La Rosa just sacrificing his body, going to the two.
Because Magnolia would want to hold you down offensively. 80+ points, below 90. That's the formula. And Rain or Shine jumped out and scored 60 on them in that first half. And that's because of outside shooting and pace. Those are things that can bother this Magnolia defense.
65-55. As Rom De La Rosa eager to convert this one as well. Gets the shooter's bounce. Much to the delight of the crowd here. And Nokum now. Nokum driving, and that's a good defensive stop there coming from Alfaro. It feels like these are early exchanges here in the second half. A lot slower than what we saw in the first. And this is exactly what Magnolia won, by the way. Gabe Norwood. Now Adrian Nokum. Clarito wide open in the corner. That's good!
Once again, excellent ball movement. You have a good shooter in the corner. That's a great shot for you.
Alfaro. Got Gabe Norwood up. Ian Sangalang, little bump on Keith Datu. That's good. Just so reliable at the post, somebody in Sangalang. And he force feeds Datu in the interior. Gabe Norwood, touch pass. Adrian Nokum in the corner. Nokum breaks free.
Clarito returns the favor and gives it this time to Nokum.
Adrian Nokum quietly having an impact in this game. 9 points so far. Save Lucero. Little bump. Mark Baroca now. Save Lucero. Felt the contact, just threw it up. We'll try to get two. Let's take a look at that again. Adrian Nokum playing provider first.
That's the first one. On the right corner, Nokum to Clarito. And then on the left corner, Clarito to Nokum. Excellent ball movement. Excellent basketball coming from Rain or Shine.
Bea Escudero has more for us. Bea, what do you have?
Paolo Coach Marco, Jason Webb acknowledged that their slow start in the first half was a major issue, especially struggling against Rain or Shine's high pick and roll, which has been their bread and butter this whole night. However, in the second quarter, Coach Jason saw encouraging signs as his team became more aggressive. They were attacking the basket more and improving their defensive focus. So right now, it's about maintaining that intensity for the rest of the game. On the other side, Coach Caloy Garcia emphasized the importance of sustaining their strong first half effort. With Magnolia known for their second half comebacks, he stressed the need to keep the pace in their favor, control the boards, and contain Mark Baroca. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you so much for that report. That was Bea Escudero, contain Mark Baroca. Special mention for Mark Baroca in particular. Let's see what he can do here. And of course, we talked about it, pace. Bea mentioned pace again. And that's because it feels like the game has slowed down as Calvin Hueva gets a nice floater in. And this could be a sign for Magnolia coming up.
And that's why we're seeing smaller lineups now for Coach Cito Victorero, so they can match up with that pace. He now has Lucero at center.
But what can they do if everyone is shooting the ball well? Gabe Norwood, another three-point shooter here for Rain or Shine. Big rebound there, come from Jonah Clarito. Here's Gabe. Gabe Norwood. Working against Mark Baroca. Finding Jonah Clarito. Clarito, the jumper, no good. Now it's Mark Baroca. Quick hands from Keith Datu. And Clarito now, finding Adrian Nokum!
Just like that, off that turnover, Rain or Shine just running and gunning. And this is a dynamic duo here in the third quarter, Clarito and Nokum.
There, the 1-2 punch of Coach Yang Giao, 79-62, as Clarito finds Adrian Nocum midair, and Adrian Nocum gets the finish to go. 79-62, Magnolia still chasing. We'll be right back.
You are still watching the 49th season of the PBA Philippine Cup here on PBA Rush. Adrian Nocum may have delivered an impressive 23-point outing against Blackwater, but he was quick to admit that his offensive performance has been up and down in recent games. While he couldn't pinpoint exactly why, Adrian shared that he has learned to just let the game come to him and go with the flow. His focus remains on staying within Coach Yang Yao's system, trusting that his role goes beyond just scoring. As he put it, whether my shots go in or not, I won't hesitate to take them. But I also know that I need to contribute in other ways, whether that's through defense, rebounding, or moving the ball. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you so much for that report. That was Bea Escudero. Now, we mentioned it a while ago, actually. Adrian Nocum, he could be quiet for maybe 2 quarters, maybe even 3. But there's always 1 quarter where he really shines.
Very explosive scorer. We saw the 3-point shot, and then we saw how quick he can get into the fast break.
Oh, Ron De La Rosa couldn't get that, and the effort doesn't go the way of Magnolia as Lemeti goes strong inside for 2.
And right now, Magnolia has no answer for the speed of Rain or Shine.
They're being outpaced here as Lastimosa mercifully gets 2 here for Magnolia. Clarito back to Gabe Norwood. Lemeti now. Hand off back to Lemeti, finding Santillan.
The spacing has been terrific. The lanes are wide open because of the outside shooting. And then the ball movement and people movement has been great here for Rain or Shine.
Capirueva getting that over Nocum. They go to the corner. Zave Lucero's asking for it, but Ron De La Rosa gets 2 the hard way. 80-66. It has been up and down, and the pace irresistible as Adrian Nocum misses the triple. Here's Lastimosa now. And that time, the throwaway.
Unforced error that time for Magnolia. No excuse to have a turnover like that from a veteran team.
And both of them having sharp looks to each other. Lastimosa and Abueva after that sequence. And Gian Mamuya will come in for Jonathan Clarito, who has had a great 3rd quarter.
He has been a catalyst here for Rain or Shine. Now you have this deadly combination of Nocum and Mamuya on the floor at the same time.
Clarito has 4 assists and 4 points. My goodness. Here's Gian Mamuya. Mamuya can't get the 3 ball to go. Gabe Norwood with the offensive rebound. Gabe finding Nocum. Nocum with a fake.
He's just so creative and always stays composed inside the paint.
Boldi. Capirueva thought about the 3. Finds Lucero instead. Lucero couldn't get the creative finish. But here's Jonicio. Floater, no good. Gabe Norwood. Rain or Shine. Looking for the best option here. Santillan. Gian Mamuya. Mamu attacking. Capirueva, a defensive stop for him. Santillan tees up a triple. No. Capirueva now. He's running. The crowd wants him to go. Oh, and what a swat from Santillan!
What a block coming from Santillan. A chase down block there.
And the ball went back to Calvin, so it will go the other way. Take a look at this again.
Terrific effort coming from Leonard Santillan, and it hit. Yes, it hits Calvin on the way out. What a defensive play coming from Santillan.
What hustle coming from Rain or Shine. It's been all speed, all gas, no brakes. And we gotta take a break. We'll be right back.
You know what I love about Philippine?
Watch your favorites.
And knows how to
Absolutely.
develop talent.
And with Coach Yang Yao, this has been a winning formula. Coach Yang, if you're a rookie, probably the best coach to play for would be Coach Yang Yao, because you will immediately get an opportunity, and then he will also give you the confidence to play and shoot.
Absolutely. And here's Lemeti now. That will be a foul on the floor. And, you know, Paul Lee obviously made his way to the Pure Foods franchise after what was a very publicized trade between him and James Yap back in the day. Here's Mamuya. Loading up one side here. It's 1-on-1. Mamuyak against Zabe Lucero. And Mamuyak wins out.
That's such an impressive move coming from Mamuyak against Lucero. Nonchalantly takes that three-pointer.
85-66. And Calvin Abueva has hit the deck. They are all asking for a flop here, talking about rain or shine. The referees are going to review this, I believe. Not quite sure what happened here. As Calvin Abueva eventually helped up by Ann Misi. Referees will be taking a look at different angles. A lot of the Rain or Shine players signaled flop as soon as he fell.
I think they and Coach Yang Yao asking why is there a pause in the action? Because there was no foul called. But I think you can review because it's a possible hostile act.
So Coach Yang Yao having conversation right now.
After the review, the criteria for an act of unsportsmanlike behavior was not met.
So there's nothing.
All possession goes to Magnolia.
Now Nocom is asking if they can call that they should call a flopping violation on Abueva.
So Coach Yang Yao obviously not happy there. So that's explanation. So they called for a pause to review if it's going to be unsportsmanlike. As Calvin Abueva saying that wasn't the flop. Gabe Norwood smiling in the background, by the way. Again, fast friends back in Regila's days. Paul Lee working against Noku. And a lot of traffic there, and they were not aware of the shot clock.
And unfortunate because Paul Lee, as a vet, he should be aware of that of the shot clock, and that came from a stoppage in play as well.
Well, this quarter has been all rain or shine. It's 23-14 quarter scoring in favor of the Elasto Painters. Santillan hands up to Lemeti. Lemeti driving, getting past Lastimosa. And I don't believe that will be a goaltending violation. But
I think they will review it.
Yeah.
But there's a foul for sure.
Yep. So free throws at the very least. So referees will have multiple angles to check. Let's take a look at that again. So it'll be 2 free throws. Jerome Lastimosa and the rest of Magnolia are having a hard time adjusting here to the pace and the speed of the Rain and Shine Elasto Painters. Again, if this holds, Magnolia will be facing their first defeat of the entire conference.
That's correct. And they have been very impressive because of their ability to hold teams down offensively. I think only 89 points a game on the average. That's what they give up. But Rain or Shine at 87 already. We're only in the third.
Well, I'm sure other teams are now looking at what Rain and Shine have done here against Magnolia to see if there's a blueprint that they can sort of replicate here, because the pace of the game has been very much in the favor of the Rain and Shine Elasto Painters. Here's Lastimosa driving inside, going in and misses from close range, and Calvin Bueva swatted away by Santillan. Save Lucero gets 2. Here's Mamuyak now. Rain or Shine, even if Magnolia scores, they're running. They're trying to get this Magnolia team unsettled on defense. Gabe Norwood thought about it, attacks Lucero instead. Elevates for 2, no good. What a rebound there from Santillan. Gabe Norwood, now Mamuyak.
Santillan is doing some energy plays here on both ends of the floor.
13 points, by the way, for Santillan. Oh, what a move from Mamu. Everything but the finish, and Calvin Bueva will have the rebound. But it'll be a foul against Calvin.
And again, you credit Santillan. He got an offensive rebound. This time, he attacks the offensive glass again, and Calvin Abueva gets called for the loose ball foul.
Let's take a look at this again. Calvin Abueva will also be hit with a technical foul for disrespectfully addressing an official, as we take a look at that rebound attempt. There was a bit of that hold there as Santillan went up for that rebound. I think that's what they whistled for. Felix Lemeti will be taking the technical free throw. Can't get that one to go. And I believe I saw one of the players for Magnolia say ball don't lie as soon as he missed that free throw. But either way, Calvin Bueva with a technical foul.
Yes, and Bueva will take a break here to cool down here. He has provided some positive contributions here for Magnolia.
Now the question is, well, there is still time for Magnolia to catch up. The question is, how do they do it? Azabe Lucero gets a good rebound here. Estimosa to Ahan Misi. Ahan Misi pulls up for 3. Misses out, and Santillan runs the other way. Ball falls kindly to Mamuya. Santillan, size advantage, gets it to go. He has been special today, coach.
And that's the maturity of Dokum. He waited. Even though he had the opportunity to attack Lucero off the dribble, he knew there was a mismatch with the Santillan coming in.
Paul Lee with a push there on Santillan to try to get possession. And Magnolia already in the penalty. So free throws here for Rain or Shine. It's been one-way traffic, coach.
Yep. And a lot of contributors here for Rain or Shine earlier. We saw Clarito with a big first 5 or 6 minutes. Now it's Leonard Santillan taking over here for Rain or Shine.
Let's take a look at some of the numbers here for the Rain and Shine Elasto Painters. At the moment here, Aiden Nokum with 13, Santillan with 15, Lameti with 11, Datu with 8, Malonzo with 6, Mamuyak with 9, Chongson with 8, Belga with 7.
What
Just
balance.
multiple scorers everywhere you look. Karakot, who has the ball right now, has 5 points. Carito only has 4, but Gabe Norwood has 5 as well. Here's Lastimosa turning on the Jets, and that time Mamuyak did the same.
I mean, that's the difference. When Magnolia is trying to run, the Rain or Shine defense has always been there. So they're doing it on transition, offense and defense. impressive for Rain or Shine.
Paul Lee. Looks like there is a problem with the shorts of Mamuyak. Not quite sure what the issue is. But either way, so Mamuyak will have to get that changed. And with that, of course, Rain and Shine will send in John Defonso for his first minutes of the game.
And this is the reason why Coach Yang Yao is great in developing players, because everybody gets an opportunity to play for him.
Spreads the minutes around.
Yep.
Sometimes depending on the matchups. The ball will stay here with Magnolia. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Yeah, they want to mount a comeback. Well, they got to start here. Right, the biggest lead of the game, 89-68. Paul Lee. Nisi looking for a three. Still nothing there. Eriobu, first minutes of the game as well. That time, good footwork. Finish not quite matching it. Carito, Defonso, Malonzo. Karakot has it now. Karakot. Defonso back to Karakot. Working against Eriobu. Karakot in and out. Here's Misi. Paul Lee. Ian Sangalang. Ian lifts it up. Will shoot two. You know, you take a look up and down here what Magnolia have not done. Obviously, that is defend, but really they have had an issue in terms of the transition defense here.
That has been the biggest issue. Transition defense, of course. The inability also to defend the three-point line has been a problem here for Magnolia. And Magnolia not used to having to give up 89 points here in 3 quarters.
89 points in 3 quarters. As we take a look at that, 89-69 here. Again, we've seen stranger comebacks happen.
Oh, absolutely. We still have 1 full quarter left, and this team, Magnolia team, is very capable.
They have the talent level for sure. As Eriobu battles for it and is rewarded for his efforts. In Sangalang. Ian will go to the line and shoot 2 more.
I like that. I like what Ian is doing. He's being defended by Malonzo. So if you're Ian, you gotta take it strong. Try to get to the line. And he's doing that.
Ian Sangalang, 7 points in this game so far. But I think more crucially here, only has 1 rebound to his name.
That's unusual.
Yeah.
For somebody of Ian Sangalang's capability.
Even so, they are out-rebounding the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters, 36-34. Ian Sangalang gets 2 to make it an 18-point game. Possibly the last offensive possession of the 3rd quarter. Andre Karakot quarterbacking here for Coach Yengia. 4 down for the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters before Kitatu comes up with a pick and roll. They switch here. What a find to the corner. That's good! Story of the game so far. Right passes, open threes.
And again, it's Andre Karakot creating it. Remember that buzzer beater he had to end that 1st quarter. This time, he did not take the shot, but he makes the right decision, getting it to the wide open Clarito for another buzzer beater.
92-71, Rain or Shine in charge against the undefeated Magnolia Hotshots. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
The season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart.
Hyper right now with his goggles, getting 3-pointers. But what about the assist? 24-9, and that has been key here for the Rain and Shine Elasto Painters. And that has been something that the Magnolia have failed to do here. The difference between those two in terms of averages, in terms of assists, 23.2 for Rain or Shine, 23 for Magnolia. They have not moved the ball well here today, Coach.
Well, of course, your assist numbers will definitely go up when you're making shots. And that's what's happened here for Rain or Shine. Dominant first quarter and third quarter for them. And Malonzo continues the damage here for Rain or Shine.
He continues the damage, he gets the 2. As Ian Sangalang working against Keith Datu. And that's good for Ian Sangalang, who has started to heat up here towards the tail end of that third quarter and early here in the fourth. Coach Chito Victorero trying out a different option. Oh, what a move from Andre Caracot. Andre Caracot, just a reminder, what a great point guard he is. He can score, he can move the ball well. One of the top assist guys of this team.
And I'm impressed because Andre, you should know, when he played for LaSalle, was more a shooting guard than a point guard, but made the transition to be a point guard when he got here to the Rain or Shine.
Yeah, Andre Caracot actually had to split minutes with Algin Melesio back in the day. And at that time, Algin Melesio was very much point guard number 1 for LaSalle. As Datu gets 2 to go, and what a player Keith Datu is starting to become here, especially after that last game where he hit a career high of 27. Eriobu thought about it and said, hey, you let me open, let me get 3. Impressive here for Rain or Shine, and Magnolia need a minor miracle. Here's Keith Datu. Finding Ildefonso. He wants 3, and he gets it!
And now everybody is getting in the act here for Rain or Shine, and a smile, a big smile on the face of Sean Ildefonso.
Every player who has played in today's game for Rain or Shine has hit a 3-pointer.
Are you serious?
Every player who has played in this game so far has hit a 3-pointer. Let me list it down. Leonard Santillan, Adrian Nocum, Felix Clemente, Keith Datu, Mike Malonzo, Gian Mamuya, Kalen Chongson, Jonah Clarito, Andre Caracot, Bo Belga, Gabe Norwood, and now Sean Ildefonso have all hit 3-pointers in this game.
And that was the point of conversation, as mentioned by Bea at the top of the coverage, that they wanted to work on at least 33% because they're only shooting at 28, and then high volume of 3-pointers. And they really outdid themselves today.
They're only shooting at 53% lang, Coach.
And then it's difficult when it's everybody.
It's literally everyone is hitting a 3-pointer here for Coach Yeng Giao. Jed Mendoza. De La Rosa now finding Ian Sangalang, working against Clarito. Still trying to fight hard here, and Ian Sangalang operating so well in the post.
Ian is a competitor, and he is still playing hard here.
Clarito. Now Andre Caracot. Calming things down here. Only has 2 assists in this game so far, but then they've been very loud assists here. Andre Caracot. Oh, what a swat from Zabe Lucero. And that's going to be a foul coming from Jonah Clarito.
Loose ball foul will be called on Clarito. And Lucero has been a force on the defensive end.
Take a look at that again. As Clarito. Very much a tactical foul here. Asbea Escudero has more for Asbea.
Paulo and Coach Mark, with 1 full quarter left to play, Coach Chito Victolero reminded his players to stay locked in and to just keep competing. He emphasized the importance of valuing each possession as they work to trim Rain or Shine's lead. Now his key message, to just keep the ball moving, stay aggressive, and when the shot comes, do not hesitate to take it. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you so much for that report, Asbea Escudero, as we take a look at this stuff here coming from Mike Malonzo on Zabe Lucero. Magnolia sue for time here. 8:37 left here in the fourth. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
This season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
Practices and watch a game firsthand. And speaking of practices, they specifically dropped by Rain or Shine's practice yesterday thanks to a special request from Kai, the coach, Yang Giao. As Kai shared, the reason it was Rain or Shine's practice is because his coach in Japan reminds him a lot of Coach Yang and how he coaches his players, which is pretty great to hear. Well, we hope Kai and his coaches are enjoying seeing Coach Yang in action tonight. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you so much for that report. That was Bea Escudero. Now my question is, as Ahad Misi misses the triple, my question is, what parts of Coach Yang does Kai Soto see in his coaches in Japan? Because I can only imagine the ferocity, the aggression. Take a look at that aggressive move coming from Santillan.
But with a 20-point lead, we're seeing a very calm Coach Yang Giao in today's game.
Then Mendoza, managing to score. And you know, that's the thing with guys like Jed Mendoza, because he doesn't have the height. He knows that he has to be able to still score despite being in the land of giants, as we take a look at this finish from Santillan.
And that's possible because all the other 4 players are beyond the 3-point line there for Rain or Shine, as Jed Mendoza with a strong move.
All right, now Jed Mendoza looking for the bonus. Mark Baroka has checked in. Again, let's see if there's going to be a late comeback. It's going to be really tough here for Magnolia, especially because until now they're having a hard time getting stops in general.
Right. And Rain or Shine is continuing their onslaught from the outside.
Santillan, handoff here to Carapot. Carapot getting past instead, wide open. Ildefonso can't get the 3 there. And Clarito muscles his way to a rebound. Here's Andre Carapot now. Carapot takes it all by himself. The tap from Norwood out to Magnolia. And Zabe Lucero there was upset that there was no foul called on that rebound attempt. But we go the other way anyway. Sean Ildefonso gets a nice round of applause. Adrian Malcolm comes in.
Quality minutes for Sean Ildefonso. He did his role.
Yes, he did. 3 points to make it a perfect day so far for Rain or Shine in terms of 3-point shooting. This is exactly what Coach Yang Giao envisioned in terms of shooting in volume and shooting accurately. Zabe Lucero, how did he get that fall?
Impressive fall away there from Lucero. Now Magnolia showing some life. This is down to 15.
17-point game for Zabe Lucero so far. They need another stop here. Adrian Nocum wants it. Size advantage against Jed Mendoza. Nocum. Oh, the swipe from Baroka. And Coach Chito Victolero upset. So the foul's on Jed Mendoza, not on Mark Baroka for the swipe.
But Mendoza holding his own despite giving up some size here to Noko.
Noko, they get the switch. Santillan gets another switch. Noko goes up, scores 2 and 1. Adrian Noko is such a star. 15 points in the game.
This is a combination of quickness, athleticism, and control. Look at this. First is the burst of speed coming from Noko, and then the ability to just stop and take that open shot. That supreme athleticism here we're seeing from Noko.
At this point, Adrian Noko is plus 30 in the raw plus minus. After the flat basket and one, he is now up to 16 points.
And that is why Coach Yang Giao is so high on this kid, even saying that he is a potential MVP.
Oh, what a block from Zay Lucero. Jed Mendoza wants a 3, can't get it. Ian Sanggalang with the easy 2. 16-point game here. Can Magnolia get a few stops? You get to 10 points, and mentally you feel like you can still do it.
But they gotta do it now.
Yes, they do. They need to stop first and foremost. Adrian Noko gets a switch on Lucero. Noko, he doesn't care who's in front of him. But that time, Santillan, what a block from Ian Sanggalang. And there's going to be a foul here, I believe, on Adrian Noko. Noko, who was giving up so much size against Zay Lucero. Zay Lucero tried to get that early seal.
That's a good foul.
Yeah. Take a look at that again. Blocks here, 6 blocks for Rain or Shine, 4 blocks from Magnolia. And Zay Lucero can't get that one to go. The ball will stay with Magnolia. So in terms of the blocking, Zay Lucero has 3 blocks here so far. And all of them highlights, by the way. Mark Baroka, wide open for the Che. No good. Ian Sanggalang couldn't get that over Datu. Here's Clarito. Against Rome De La Rosa. Clarito scores anyway. 18-point lead here.
That's just a very creative move coming from Clarito once again. Against a strong defender in De La Rosa.
Mark Baroka, now to Ian Sanggalang. Mark Baroka now. Rome De La Rosa, they need a 3. But a foul called. So Jed Mendoza and Jonathan Clarito are caught in the middle of fisticuffs. That'll be a foul on Jonathan Clarito. You know, Rain or Shine still have to be careful here because if Magnolia heat up or find a bit of momentum, things could change quickly.
And they still have Paulie and Baroka, Sanggalang, and Lucero on the floor. And we all know that these are all very talented scorers.
And Keith Datu almost got the steal. Here's Jed Mendoza. Bank is open for Jed Mendoza. Adrian Nocum now. Paulie frustrated that Nocum got away. Clarito against Baroka. Basket and 1.
We've been saying this all game long. Nocum, Clarito. This is the tandem attacking constantly in transition. Look at Nocum against 3 players. He attracts so much attention that it leaves Clarito open, and we all know the ability of Jonathan Clarito to finish with contact.
110-92 and a free throw coming right up. 4:49 left here as Rain or Shine are looking to pin the first loss of the conference on Magnolia. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
The season for me, and I I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
Have come out to join us here in Rizal and Montalban as, again, Coach Chito Victorero, I'm sure, will be looking back at this game if they don't even come close here as a failure in terms of transition defense,
Yes.
in terms of controlling the pace. There's just so many things to correct after this showing from Rain or Shine.
That's what they will look for, really, because all season long, they've been strong on the defensive end. But Rain or Shine, constant pressure, the continuous running, the quick pace, and then, of course, the outside shooting has really put Magnolia on its knees today.
Now the question is, though, Coach Yang Giao knows that you can't just do it for one game. They are not one of the better teams in terms of three-point shooting. Despite what we've seen here, Jordan Clarito gets a basket at the end of that buzzer. They are second to the last in terms of three-point shooting, talking about Rain or Shine. But you would not have guessed it based on their shooting here today. Because taking a look at Rain or Shine shooting, Coach, they are at a cool 50%, 15 out of 30.
Very hard to beat somebody, a team that shoots at 50%, and then the volume is also there, the 30 attempts. They want to be maybe in the mid-30s to 40 in terms of a number of three-point attempts.
Felix Elementi. Now remember, you still need to get as much points as possible, no matter if the result is within doubt, because there is that quotient that you have to watch out for towards the end, and you just need to make sure that you're in the net positive. Here's Sanggala. Get that one to go. Datu with the rebound. Keith Datu also quietly with a good game here.
It's been really great team effort. You mentioned everybody making three-pointers, everybody making a contribution, but really three guys, Santillan, Nokum, and Clarito, were all huge here for Rain or Shine.
Coach Yang Giao has played 12 players, and each of them have hit three-pointers. They finished with 15 three-pointers here so far made. An incredible showing here for Rain or Shine. And, you know, we have looked at Rain or Shine in the past few conferences, even with the import-laden conference, thinking that, you know what, this is a team on the rise. And
absolutely.
if they can keep this consistent, if they can stay consistently like this, they could challenge for a title sooner rather than later.
I mean, looking at Rain or Shine, they've lost to NLEX and Converge. Both of those teams at the top four of the standings. Now, to get a win here against the number one team, this can really propel Rain or Shine to greater heights. Not only your confidence grows, of course, and then now you know that you have the ability to knock out practically any team in the league.
Of course, once you take out, you got to beat the big dogs.
Yes, and they have not done that prior to today.
Yep. Here's Spalding. Laput with the big pick. Peter Alfaro. Relocates for the jumper, no good. Eriobu. And the jumper still not there for Magnolia. As a Rain or Shine have run riot on one of the best defensive teams here in the league. You wouldn't have guessed it based on what you've seen here so far.
And they approach this game aggressively right from the start when they scored 37 points in that first quarter.
37 points in the first quarter, 25 in the second. Last quarter, Magnolia won. But they followed that up with a 30-point third quarter. And at this moment, also outscoring Magnolia in the fourth quarter. Albeit by just 2 points, but then still, Magnolia were the team chasing.
And this 5 deserves a lot of applause here from the Rain or Shine fans. Clarito.
There are times, Coach. Sorry, I have to interrupt you. There are times when you empty the bench. Normally, those are the players who haven't really played or contributed.
Yep.
Everyone here,
Everybody.
for Rain or Shine, has scored and hit a three-pointer already in this game. And Ariobu can't get the 3 ball to go as Janicio will go to line courtesy of the foul from Ildefonso.
But if you're Magnolia, you're still on top of the league at 6-1. Of course, it will also get harder for you. You still have to play Nebra, you still have to play TNT. But the good thing is you're still in first place. And as long as you're in that top 4, you should be okay because you have that twice to beat advantage.
Say hello to games happening on Wednesday. We go to Antipolo City. Meralco going up against the Blackwater Bossing for the first game, and then Rain or Shine against the Tropang 5G, who I'm sure are looking at this game and thinking, "Wow, that's the team that we have to beat."
Yep.
Here is Gabe Norwood bringing this one down. I like how they also spaced out the veteran minutes. First half, Bo Belga. Second half, Gabe Norwood. Ildefonso finding Karakot. Now to Mamuya. Back to Gabe. Mamu. And Alfaro got away. I don't think it will be a clear path or anything like that. Gabe Norwood sprinted down. So either way, 117-94, Rain or Shine, were in control for most of this game. You know, that first half, even if it was particularly one-sided at 37-21 in that first quarter, it felt like Magnolia were still in it. But then the pace just wore them down as time went by.
They had an answer after that onslaught by Rain or Shine in the first quarter. They had an answer in the second quarter. Baroka became aggressive. They also started making 3-point shots. And then third quarter, Rain or Shine just took it to another gear and played. The pace just became faster and faster. And when Clarito and Nokum together were playing at the same time in the beginning of the third quarter, that was when Rain or Shine really poured in the pressure against Magnolia.
So to the credit of Magnolia, rather, I was particularly worried about their foul count. They allowed 19 free throws in that first half. So far, they have 26. They are the second leading team when it comes to committing fouls that lead to free throws. Probably something that has to change moving forward as well. Jen Mendoza, offensive rebound here, goes up for 2, and we'll get 1.
This guy is a positive here for Magnolia.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to play him. I mean, in their games, he doesn't play at all. But when called upon, he is tough and he plays hard all the time.
You know, credit to Jed Mendoza, had to grind in the 3x3 scene alongside Eriobu. Magnolia taking care of their 3x3 players, bringing them in to the 5-on-5 team. And of course, Jed Mendoza, it actually looks like he's more in shape than I last saw him. As Ildefonso, strong inside, and what a spot there from Janicio. Ildefonso still trying to do it all by himself. That time couldn't get the reverse. And Coach Yang allows himself a little smile. As Eriobu working on Mamu. And Eriobu so physical. As the 3x3 boys of Magnolia are showing off here.
Yeah, that was a 3x3 move there coming from Eriobu. Just punishing Mamuyak with his obvious advantage and heft.
Joseph Eriobu can't get that one to go. That's Ildefonso. Karakot back to Ildefonso. And Ildefonso will get 2. And another assist there for Andre Karakot. Faro. Now to Eriobu as we're playing out the final seconds of this one. This will be the first loss of Magnolia here in the entire conference, as that will go the way of Faro looking for 4, and he'll get it. Ildefonso saying that, seeing that no one's really playing, oh, he'll still keep them going. Ildefonso to Karakot. Karakot, stuff, but that'll do it. 119 to 105 in favor of the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters here. The United Center 2 with Rizal Montalban. The first loss of the Magnolia Hotshots as Rain or Shine with a statement win against the team that refused to lose. And the best player of the game, we could go up and down the roster. But today we picked out Santi Santillan with an all-around game.
So many candidates for Rain or Shine, but Santi shone brightest, especially in that third quarter run. Santillan, 17 points, 13 boards, and 3 blocks. He really did it on both ends of the floor here. Another strong game from this leader of this Rain or Shine team.
Santi Santillan getting the job done for Rain or Shine. As we take a look at the final score, 119 to 105. Magnolia, their first loss in 7 tries. As we take a look at the games happening on Wednesday. Still United Center, but in Antipolo this time. Meralco against Blackwater, followed by Rain or Shine against the Tropang 5G. More analysis and a press conference when we return. Don't go away.
Ng ating bandila, di paggigiba pag mag-iba man ng dikta nitong digma. Ang tatag ng ating puwersa, puso pa rin ang pruweba. Todo ang suporta, flex motor, bilog ang bola. Nakatatak ang iyong etiketa, nakalapag sa likod ng atleta. Numero pero dala ang bandera, et diretso sa kupa ang buwelta. Mga tagahanga, tagapamahala, mga veterano at mga bagito. Pinakamismo at magagaling, walang aling. Pamilya at barkada, game ng umarangkada. Ito ang bagong tribo, let's go game tayo dito.
Rain or Shine beats Magnolia, 119-105. Our player of the game is Leonard Santillan. We're also joined by Coach Yang Giao of Rain or Shine. Gentlemen, congratulations. Coach, I'll start with you. Lahat ng pinasok mong player, Coach, made at least 1 3-point shot. If you could just share with us yung mga nabanggit or nasabi mo sa kanila, pinagnilay-nilayan nila the past 10 days. Lalo na number 1 kayo sa opensa pero ang baba ng percentage sa labas.
Best, challenge talaga no, to face Magnolia. Alam naman namin na wala pa silang talo. So, we're just hoping na sobrang ganda nila laro nila. Baka isang araw mamalasin sila. Matapat sana dun sa araw na kalaban namin. Mabuti na lang medyo ganun nga, medyo minala sila. Tapos maganda yung shooting namin, as you said. No, we were making our 3-point shots. And we were also able to play at our own pace. No? Gusto namin yung pace namin kanina. I think we were able to control the transition game. No? Mas marami kaming fast break points. Mas mabilis yung pace ng laro. Tapos maganda yung ball movement namin. We had 29 assists. Tsaka nagtulong-tulong lang, no? Sabi mo nga, with our rotation, I think everybody was able to score and contribute offensively, but much more so defensively because kaya nanalo yung Magnolia, balanse yung laro nila, no? Ganda ng depensa nila, ganda opensa nila, pero kanina medyo na babaan namin yung efficiency nila. No? So both offense namin, defense namin gumana. At may araw din talaga. No? Sobrang ganda na ng nilalaro nila. May araw na mamalasin din. Mabuti na lang natapat sa amin.
Thank you, Coach. Santi, so far this conference, conference na ma-average ka ng 18.6 points, shooting 47.8%. Paano mo pinaghandaan tong conference na to, knowing all Filipino, it's an opportunity for you as a big man to thrive and strive?
Actually, before practice talaga, nag-extra po talaga ako. And pinagtrabahohan ko po yung shooting ko. Tapos, yun, sa practice naman, nandun naman lagi yung intensity namin lagi. Kasi para masanay kami sa laro. Kaya yung offensive rebound, malaking bagay talaga sa amin.
Firepower face-off, but really only one team came to play here in terms of their offense, and that's the Rain, Shine Elasto Painters. And it all started out with really setting the pace. Coach Yeng Yao mentioned setting the pace, and why not do that with back-to-back three-pointers coming from Bo Belga? Everyone getting in on the action.
There's that next three-pointer from Belga. He did play the second half, but didn't have to because they had the game really under control.
And of course, Zave Lucero tried his best. This was his only three-pointer of the game, Coach. We thought that he would have a bit more here, but then to be fair, Rain or Shine, even defensively, they were on point, denying Magnolia a lot of their typical chances. As we take a look at this, Andre Caracol getting a triple here at the buzzer. As Andre Caracol, rather a long two here at the buzzer. As Andre Caracol putting the cherry on top here for Rain or Shine at the end of one. We go to the second. We saw a bit of a fight back here coming from Magnolia in the second quarter. But still, it all was Rain or Shine who gave us a lot of the highlights, including this three-pointer coming from Andre Caracol. Just one of the 12 three-point shooters here for Rain or Shine.
It was a barrage of three-pointers, and the difficult thing there was it was coming from everywhere. Different people in Abueva got the crowd excited here in the second quarter.
Well, Calvin Abueva getting the two and had a lot of fans here. But of course, Paul Lee also had a great shot as well. Take a look at this. Relocating for four, and Paul Lee getting that to fall. But unfortunately, whatever Magnolia threw at them, Rain or Shine had an answer. Santillan with the triple there.
They got within 7. But Santillan, with, as you mentioned, with an answer. It was a 10-point game, but third quarter, it was all Rain or Shine.
Of course, here we start off with De La Rosa going strong inside and getting the two under duress. And we felt that Magnolia would be up and down, but then guys like Adrian Nocum really set the tone, really kept the pace and the pressure up. The Magnolia couldn't deal with the tempo set by Rain or Shine.
And Nocum showing us that he is really a born scorer. Santillan, once again, as assists department, that's something Rain or Shine dominated as well. And then what about the end of quarter play coming from Caracol, making the jumper in the first, and then the nice dish off to Clarito to end the third.
Again, everyone contributing here for the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. It's a dream come true for Coach Yeng Yao as we zoom in on what happened in the fourth. In the fourth quarter, it was non-stop here for Rain or Shine. Santillan scoring inside. And of course, you follow that up with a move like this from Adrian Nocum. Just such a smart player here. One of the best plus-minuses of the entire game, Coach.
Nocum, Clarito, Santillan, just way too much offense here for Magnolia, at least for today. We're not saying that this Magnolia team cannot beat Rain or Shine in a possible if they have a rematch in the playoffs, but today Rain or Shine was just too much. The speed and the shooting for Magnolia.
Coach Yeng Yao did say we caught them at a bad day, and it results in a 119-105 win against the Magnolia Hotshots to take their first loss this conference. Games on Wednesday, still at the United Center, but in Antipolo. Meralco against the Blackwater Bossing, followed by Rain or Shine taking on the Tropang 5G for the 7:13 tip. Thank you so much for joining us here on Pilipinas Live and on PBA Rush. I'm Paulo De Rosario, alongside Coach Mark Molina. It's Beo Escudero who was joining us on the sidelines, and we will see you on the next game day.
Everybody let's